Hello, everybody. Welcome to CQ Pota Podcast. This is Bill, W0KAL. Let everybody introduce himself. Dave, go ahead.
Good evening. This is Dave, WD9N in Illinois.
And this is Kilo Delta 8 Lima Hotel Radio Pota Boy over here in Northeast Ohio.
And Mike, Whiskey 9, Big Tall Mike, up here in Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
Big Tall Mike.
Big Tall Mike.
Thanks for joining us tonight. So,
Mike,
have you been doing any Pota lately, Mike?
I did one. I did a roll. I think it was last weekend, and I did that with Aiden, KD9 VUK, and we had a blast doing it.
Awesome. How many parks did you do for your roof?
We just did a 5.
Okay. Awesome. So I'm very fortunate where I'm at, where the parks that we normally go to are 3-fers. So we get 3 right away. So we can get a 5-for park pretty easy on those. So
Yeah, you only have to drive to like 3 parks.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, we actually had to drive to 5 because they're all individuals.
yeah. Sonny, you went out. How'd your activation go?
my activation went great as always. It was a good time. I did a trip up to New York, and I ended up activating Erie Bluffs State Wildlife Area. And I've done that one once before, so that's my second time there. And I'm working on a little plan in my little brain that's circling around with my squirrels up there. I don't have chipmunks. I got squirrels in my brain.
I thought I smelled something.
Yeah, that's my belt's bad on my squirrel wheel. So I got an idea that I'm rolling around in my head that I want to get my kilo either there or down at Nelson's Ledges or over at the last park that I did, the President's Mansion there at Menor. What the heck was his name?
Was that Wilson? Was it?
Garfield.
Good job, Dave. He's up there. He's the smart one.
He's up there for me.
So it's either I'm going to get my kilo at Nelson's Ledges, Garfield Mansion, or I will not do that. Nelson's Ledges, Garfield's Mansion, or the Erie Bluffs. And James A. Garfield National Historic Site. I did a tour on my video with that one. That was pretty fun. I got a new view here.
Well, we went out. I was getting the shakes, so we finally went out. We did an activation, but our activation, we did it a little different. We just hunted, and so that's a valid activation if you hunt 10 other entities. So you can do a valid activation without even having to call CQ. So that worked out real good for us. We were at a time crunch, so that's the way we did ours.
I like doing that.
Like 100. Yeah, I do too. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't.
That's how I warm up.
Yeah.
Seriously, I go hunt.
I think it makes it a little bit. I think it makes it a little bit more challenging than just sitting there and going on a spotting page and spotting yourself and having everybody come to you. I feel like it's a little bit more challenging trying to bust through the pileups working another activator. It's a little bit more challenging and fun, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll normally go hunting and hunt all the ones that we can get, and then we'll activate. But yeah, it was time to head home, so we just did the activation through hunting this time. So
You guys got what 100 contacts out of that hunt, didn't you?
yep, we got 100 cat contacts. And again, it helps when you have the 3 by multiplier, but uh, it was really, really good. And then every time you get somebody else that's in a multiplier, well, then it's even that many more. So yeah, it went very well for us. We don't have our logs in. Usually we get them in within a day or two, um, but we just haven't got them in yet. So we're gonna
I have a
have to do that.
question, Bill. When you
Yeah.
do that in your hunting only activators as your POTA activation, is that an extra or a different award than like the umpteen million awards that POTA has?
You know, I can't honestly tell you because I quit chasing awards.
Okay.
I went to solely chasing contacts and how many contacts I get.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Yeah,
I'm not really an award person either. I was just curious if that was something like an incentive or, something for those people out there that actually are looking at the awards and doing it for that reason. If that's something like extra that you get, instead of just
Yeah.
going to a park and calling CQ, like.
well, there are, what is it, operator to operator counts that cycle for an award, I think. Like,
Yep.
Yeah. I have a lot of operator, and there's so right now I have 35,000 activator QSOs. So that's the goal I go for. I just keep on trying to make that number climb as quickly as we can. So hopefully later this summer that'll climb up pretty quickly again. So
I like doing that too, setting goals, personal goals. Like right now, my personal goal is to get 10,000 confirmed QSOs and QRZ. And then once I do that, I think I'm thinking, I'm putting this in my head. I don't know if I'm gonna do it or not, but I might stop using QRZ and go to World Radio League, and use them for a while because they are really decent, really good logging. I like the software for World Radio League.
why not use both?
I do,
Yeah.
but when I upload into World Radio League, whether it's a park or not, it says they're a park for some reason. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or if it's just something in the system or whatnot like that. I do like it though. I like the real-time mapping. I like the globe part. It shows the globe and then you see your little squigglies go all over the place. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I did an activation. Actually, I think if you don't count my rove that I did I think it was this past weekend with Aiden, but the one before that, or maybe two before that, I don't know. But I did a activation just on World Radio League, and that was kind of interesting. That was actually my first time using the World Radio League exclusively for the Pota activation because typically I use hammers, and it's a bit different. You gotta click around and find where stuff is and figure out how the stuff works. And I'm still not completely well versed in the radio, the World Radio League yet, but I'll get there.
yeah, that's one I haven't tried before. We kind of got stuck with doing the paper logging. The guy I go with, Richard, he likes to paper log, so we use that, and then we'll transpose that into Smart Logger. I got on with those guys early in their game when they were asking for people to test it out, and I don't know, it just worked. It does the job we needed to do. It's nice and simple, so that's the way we went. So.
And that's the way it should be. As long as it works for you, that's what you need. If you prefer to paper log, then paper log. I mean,
yeah.
If that's what works for you, go for it. As long as if you paper log, make sure. I got a shadow. Makes it kind of weirded me out there for a minute. I was like, "What's that?" If you paper log, just make sure you upload them into at least the Pota app so that the people that hunt you can get them, credits for that park or whatnot like that.
Yeah. And so one of the nice things, even when we have somebody else that's logging with whichever type of digital logger they're going to use, then that's really nice to have because you can compare. Oh, I got this one messed up, and you make sure you get everybody's call right in it. So
Well, and the
we've
other nice
used.
thing too is they can always export their EDIF, and even if you got somebody that's just doing a paper log or somebody that's not doing one at all, you can just go in there and find and replace, and then take their call sign out and put yours in, and so not everybody has to log.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we do. So Richard normally does the paper logs. He'll transpose it over to Smart Logger and then send that over to me. And then, I'll just do a find and replace with his call sign to my call sign and upload it to Pota app. And it's really quick and easy.
Yep.
Like to say hi to Gray Man Pota out there in the chat there. Thanks for joining
Hey there,
us.
Gray Man.
So, Mike, this is your first time on the show. You've watched the show a few times there, and we appreciate you and that, the fact that you do the parks on the air and keep that alive and help us, support the cause. I got a couple questions here. This kind of interview. Woohoo, you're on the spot. So one of the things that we talk about in the Discord, in the Bourbon Ham Fan Discord, is how long have you been a ham? How long have you been into the hobby? So the typical questions when you meet somebody new that's in here and or that's another ham, And, so I asked you the other day when you and I were talking about coming on the show and checking us out as a guest and everything like that, how long you were a ham. And, you basically started out like a lot of us did,
Yep.
and that was through CB.
Well, yeah. I mean, I started off at a very, very young age. I mean, there's, if you look at my QRZ page, I think I have it in the description there, but there's two types of hams. There's ones that are born into the hobby, like literally born from the womb, born into this hobby. And then there's ones that pick it up, later on in life. And even the ones that pick it up later on in life are great. But I was definitely born into the hobby.
Hold on. If you're born literally from the womb, do you come out instead of when the doctor spanks you? Do you cry regular or do you say, CQ Pota?
I say CQ. I say CQ. CQ from the womb, buddy. CQ from the womb. Absolutely. But yeah, no. So I had to look it up just to be correct on the dating, but I was officially licensed as a ham radio operator September 29th of 2021. I think just looked it up. That was when I decided to officially say, you know what, screw this. I am done with, I love, and still to this day, I love CB. I still love GMRS. I still love, Merge. I love everything radio. Like there is not one particular band, one particular mode that I favorite over everything. I love everything, all things radio. But I was like, you know what? I want to enhance myself. I want to be able to play on the other stuff. And what's the one thing that is literally limiting me? And it was not having my ham call. So I got it.
No.
Cool.
It wasn't not having your ham call. It was you stopping yourself from getting your calls.
I was struggling with it at first. Yes.
It was you. Yeah, it was you stopping yourself.
Yep. So I just crammed it down, man. I just got it down, and I think it was well, obviously I did the test before, but the day that my call sign, it was systematically given one KD9 TMV. The day that hit was September 29th of 2021, and I pretty much remember that day like it was yesterday. I know that like the day that I saw that hit into ULS, I was on the radio, man. Like I was like, boom, straight to the radio, getting on there, throwing out the call, starting to get on 10 meters. And I even had ham radio deluxe and all that. And I started getting on the DM 780 and I started running CW right away that same day. Like it was a blast. And I was like, yeah, I'm not stopping here. I want the real stuff. So I went straight to cramming it out for the general, and I got the general probably about 3 weeks to a month afterwards.
And you're general now.
You're working on extra?
I am working on extra. I have been working on extra for about a year and a half now, and that is difficult stuff, man. That is super difficult.
Do it while all this other is fresh. Yeah, there you go, Sonny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do it while it's fresh in your mind.
Yeah, I know.
I was going to pull out my book, and I saw that you were pulling yours out, Sonny.
Well, you got a different, easy family. You got a different book, don't you, Bill?
I say, wasn't the Gordon West one or whatever? Wasn't that always like the big popular one back in the day?
Yeah, back in the day, it was Gordon West.
Yeah.
That there book that Bill is showing you there, that's all ham, no spam. Get it the easy way.
Okay.
That is, you just get questions and answers. The question and the correct answer. And you do it like that, and that book really, really works.
See, I was never really the book reader. I was never the book reader. Like I tried to put my face into a book and just sit there and read it, and it's like your eyes start to go, trying to read things, and it's like, yeah, this isn't for me. So I actually did my ham cramming online.
I also am not a book reader because the last time I put my face into a book, it wasn't done by me, and I got a bloody nose. But it is that book is the easiest way to do it. I actually exactly do it while it's fresh in your mind. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I actually used that book that Bill has there for my generals. And when I got my technician, see, you're lucky. You got yours as soon as it popped up in the system. You were able to get on the radio.
Yeah.
I took my test. I went to the hospital because I contracted a staph infection from one of the guys at work, and it turned out very bad. It ended up getting in my bloodstream. I had to go to a hospital. They quarantined me for 2 weeks. So I got my license while I was in the hospital, and my wife brought me up an HT, and they wouldn't let me have it.
Ouch. I would be kicking and screaming.
You don't want to be transmitting, and the everybody goes running to the room next door thinking it's somebody flatline.
Well, they had this was the funniest thing ever. They had this little square alarm thing by my door, and I it was like I was on house arrest. I had a little bracelet, and because it was MRSA is what it turned into, and it's so contagious. When you come to visit me, you dressed up like a spaceman. So me being me, I get bored. I walk over to the line. I look at the little magnetic line thing, and I swing my arm out. Ding, 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 ding. Nurse comes down. I'm bored. Will you talk to me? You guys won't let me have my radio. So, anyways, back to it. All right. One of the other things Bill covered the Rove. I was gonna talk to you about that as well, but Bill got me. He beat me to it. How many activations do you have?
Oh, I don't even know. I have no idea on my count. I have not kept track, but I can tell you I do have my kilo. I do have my kilo at the home park, US 1458, which is Colarandre. It's literally a half a mile south of my house, and I've got my kilo there, but nice. I can't see that quick.
82 activations, 19 parks.
Yep.
Oh, I was just looking up.
3,410, 3,414. I don't, sometimes there are numbers that I don't quite understand what all that is.
Yeah, I don't get that one either.
I don't know if
So
it's
the way I understand the numbers there, the 3,410 is your successful activations.
Yep.
And 3,414 would be unsuccessful. So
Which it's 82 successful 82 successful activations and 86 attempts. So what is that?
Right.
Three or four that I failed. And
Four.
those were probably the first couple that I didn't fully understand what I was doing, or because nobody really Elmered me, or nobody really taught me how to do Pota. I literally had to figure out most of this stuff myself. I mean, there's some credit to be given to some of my Wisconsin friends that kind of helped steer me originally towards hammers. One of them being Mike K9PML, and then there were some other guys. I think Dave K9DEG. He's a big Pota guy. But I think those guys were kind of the ones that turned me on to using the hammers. And then once I figured it out, I started logging contacts, but I would get, say, somebody that was in a park that had, three park numbers, and I log them, but in hammers it would show 10. But then when I actually uploaded it, like, it wasn't an actual successful activation because it was the same call sign or whatnot. And I don't know, or maybe two different operators in a park. I don't know. It's weird how it works, but
yeah.
So that was where I messed up on my first couple activations. And now I always make sure that, okay, I got 10, great. I'm not stopping there. I'd rather go to like 15 or 20, just to make sure that I'm doing my activation right. So
so I
those
always
first
do
ones bum me
12.
out.
12 is the magic number. Once you do 12, then I say you have the successful activation, because if something like that situation happens,
Do anything. Yep.
I've missed
now
activations because
go ahead, Dave.
I've missed activations and had unsuccessful because I wasn't watching the clock, and I got started
switched over,
and the UTC day switched on me.
Yep.
That's exactly
got myself that way.
Yep.
That's exactly
I don't think
how.
Knock on wood, I've never had that happen to me yet. Never.
And I have some that show up that way because I might be mobile and I'm close to the park, and I hear somebody else out there, and I'll just dip in there quick and pull into a parking spot, give them the park to park, and then jump back out. I've done that too.
Yeah.
TRK, you are correct. Yes.
Yeah, and I also have several for that same reason of when we did that find and replace, whatever it didn't take, well, I tried to upload it. It says, well, you can't upload it for whatever. That shows up as a failed activation. So then I'll go back and fix it, and it doesn't get rid of it. It's still a failed activation. But
I had
that happen once. I had that happen once, and I contacted support, and support fixed it. But when you contact support and they fix it, do they delete it off of there as a failed attempt then because there was something wrong with the log? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I had one failed activation. I got exactly 5 contacts and my batteries died. I was so mad. I called this park, and if you guys watch my stream, you know the park I'm talking about. Lake Erie State Park up in New York. It was my white whale. That park beat me up for months. Every time I would go there to activate, something went wrong. Either the one time my antenna broke and I had no way to fix it. Another time, I forgot my battery. Nobody's ever done that before.
Using bubble gum and speaker wire in the car, trying to figure it out.
And the sad part is my wife drove her car, and it's on the way to New York where we go. So she dropped me off, went to do what she had to do, and then came back. And by the time I'm sitting in the park, just chilling, relaxing, looking at my radio, crying, and I'm like wiping my tears. These old
Sitting there
people
going,
walk
this
by,
could have been
and
fun.
yeah, yeah. This old couple walks by, and they're like, "What's the matter, young man?" I said, "I broke your dick." So, yeah, it was like 5 times in a row for like
Oh,
5 months in a row. Five attempts to activate that part.
And if that had been me and I forgot my battery, I'd be opening up my hood and I'd be sitting there attaching some pulling speaker wire out of my doors or something, and I'd be finding some way to hook my battery to my radio. I would be finding some way. I don't care if there's a chain link fence nearby. I'm cutting a piece of metal off to make the jumper. I would not take that as a no. I'm not going to get defeated by forgetting a battery.
I didn't have my car. I would have had to ask that old couple. And I think
Got a pair of jumper cables I can borrow?
Yeah, let me hook this up to your battery, please. It won't take me long.
yeah,
Right. I just need 10 contacts.
Hope they remember. Don't back out while you're still making contacts.
Yeah, right.
Whose trailer hitch can I go and find? Somebody's got to have 12 volts on those pins.
Yeah.
I kid you not. Like I would actually do that, and I could tell you just a quick little story. I was driving my truck, and my alternator died on my truck, and it was convenient that I had a generator sitting in my back of my truck, and it had a 12 volt. It was a little 2-cycle, one of them small little guys, right? And it had a 12 volt circuit out on it. And I'm sitting here and I'm stranded, and it's like 2 a.m, 3 a.m, whatever, because I'm a third shifter. So, and I'm up late. I'm trying to call all of my tow buddies. Can't find anybody to come and help me. I'm on the side of the highway, and I'm like, what the frick am I supposed to do? Like, I don't have freaking roadside assistance. I can't afford a freaking tow bill. None of my towing friends are answering me to come and save my butt. Like, I can't get anybody to help me here, and I don't know what's going on. Then I started process of elimination. I'm like, okay, I think my alternator might be bad. So I was like, what can I do? And I was like, the light just came on. And I was like, I got my tools. I got a generator in the back. It's got a 12 volt circuit on it. What can I do? I had a long extension cord. I didn't have jumper cables. I had no way to like strap the freaking generator to my hood. So I was like, how can I? So I literally opened up the panel. I'm sitting there doing surgery on the side of the freaking highway. And I'm opening up the generator in the circuitry panel, and I tapped into the 12 volt circuit, stripped the extension cord off, tapped it in there, ran it out the side of my truck, around the mirror and into the hood, tapped it into the battery, fired up the generator. I sat there and I let the generator run for about 10 minutes to recharge the battery. And I shit you not, I drove home with the generator running in the back to power my truck, and I got myself home that way. So yes, I would be that guy that would drive to a park and find a way to get a 12 volt battery source for my radio. I would not take that defeat.
I took it. I took it. But that was the hardest part about the very first one is I did a short. Okay, I did a short of me turning on the radio, saying, "There we go, guys," and that actually, of all the videos that I've done, has the most views. And it's
How
not
to
even
get stranded.
It's my thumb.
How to fail a Pota activation. And you get them views.
My thumb turning the radio on and my voice saying, "Here we go," or something like that. And it's got over 1,000 views or something.
Isn't that crazy?
It is. That's crazy. And then the one that's got more than that is just my squirrel friends out at the rest area where I used to work, where I worked at. And but yeah,
because so many of us can relate to squirrels.
Yeah, definitely.
Hence, when I say my gerbils don't gerbil, but my squirrels swirl all the time. But another thing that we talked about the other night, Mike, was your call sign, dude. And I think it's cool the way you got your call sign.
Yeah. So like originally, the systematically given call, I think it was the dumbest call ever. K89 TMV, right? And like I said, that was my technician. That dropped into the ULS database 9/29 of 2021. And it's funny because if any of you guys watching this knows how to actually navigate through the ULS, you can go through there and look at histories and stuff like that. If you go look up K9TMB and you look at the systematically given call issued date, you'll see modification date that same day. So the day that dropped, I logged into ULS and I applied for my vanity immediately, because my grandfather, W9BTM Evan Smith, had passed away and the call sign was still available. So I applied for vanity right away and got my grandpa's call. And like I said, I didn't screw around. I did not wait 1 day, 1 minute, 1 hour. The second that thing hit the database, I was in there and I applied for it, because I'm like, there's no way in heckin' chance that I'm going to sit here and wait. And just out of some random chance, the 1,000 chance, 1 in 1,000 that somebody's going to come through here and apply for W9BTM and get it the same day I get licensed. So I made sure I applied for that right away, and I got it. And that was a special day for me. Like, I think it was October 19th of 2021 when the FCC did their red light review, and it goes through about a month for the vanity process, or 3 weeks to a month. And the day that W9BTM hit the database and came live with my name and my address and my call as W9BTM was like the best day of my life, because my grandfather had died of cancer, some kind of throat cancer, when I was very, very young. So I never really got to know him. But I thought it was very cool that I could carry on the family legacy. And I'm a 3rd generation ham operator. So there was my grandfather, and then there was my uncle, W9OF in Illinois. And now I'm W9BTM. So 3 generations of ham radio, and I'm happy to have the call and carry out that legacy. And the wife's actually a ham radio operator as well. So hope to get my kid, or our kid, when he gets a little bit older. He's 7 now. When he gets his license, or when he gets old enough, yeah,
he's old enough. He's old enough.
Yeah, I know. We got to start. We got to start working on him. We're just at that point. We're just at that point. We got to start working on him. So if we could get him in there, I mean, that would officially be 4 generations. But I mean, I kind of think of it already as 4 generations with having the wife be in there, but either way, 4 or 5 generations to come, I think we can make it there.
And then you'd have the whole ham family.
Literally the whole family. Yep. And then it was really funny too, because W9BTM was my grandfather's systematically given call. That was not a vanity or anything for my grandfather. So for it to actually kind of line up with the Whiskey 9 big tall Mike thing, that's kind of funny as well, because it's like my name's in the call, and I'm 6'9", 325 around. So big tall Mike, that's fitting.
Very nice.
6 foot.
Now, you mentioned your wife's also a ham. Have you ever done an activation with your wife?
So she doesn't like to do the voice aspect of things. She likes to do the digital modes, in particular FT8. Sometimes I can get her on the radio, but it's very rare. She's gone with me to several activations, but if it's like nighttime, which typically most of my activations are, she will like to just do the logging, because of course she can't really get on. She's only technician. I'm still trying to drill her to get her general. But obviously when we go to the park at nighttime, 10 is dead. So you can't really do a, nighttime 10 meter activation with her unless it's rare that the band's open up at 10 at night. Right. So she'll do the logging for me. She likes doing that, actually. And then almost every time I do an activation, unless the bands are like complete utter garbage, I've got a pile up. That's the nice thing about when I call CQ Pota and I spot myself, I've probably got about 30 people all try and call me at one time. And she helps me kind of listen for those pile up busters, Yeah. It should be like Alpha 0. It's like, all right, the wife said Alpha 0, here we go.
Yep.
But so as far as like a voice activation, no.
Is she available? Is she willing to come on and say howdy to us?
She is actually at work right now.
Ah, tell her come home and
So
say hi.
I will have to get her on. I will have to get her maybe on another time if she would ever go for that.
Absolutely. If you can get her on, man, we'd have her. Yeah. We'd have her and say howdy to her, get her on the air and get her on here and hopefully convince her to get her upgrade there. Help
Yep.
convince her.
I'm trying to get her general. I think she would have a lot more fun. And you know, that's fine. I try to tell her, like, look, even if you don't want to get on the voice bands, that's fine. You should still get your general, because we can still go out in the park at nighttime and I could log, 15 or so contacts on FT8, and then I've got in the FT8 program, in the WSJTX program, I'm sorry, I've got the profile set on there. So I've got, W9BTM FT891, but then I have her saved with WI9DOG FT891. So that way we don't have to go screwing around with all the settings while we're out doing an activation. All we'd have to do is clear the WSJTS log, and then she can switch into her profile and she can start doing it. And I'm trying to explain to her, it's like, if we go out at nighttime, you really need to have that general so that you can get on 20, 40, and 80 to get those FTA contacts, because you're not going to get those contacts at midnight on 10 meters. So it's like, just get your general, and then you can really have fun on the digital modes.
Right. Now you're in Wisconsin, right?
Yep. I'm an hour north of Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah, so you're back in time. I'm in the future to you. And
yes.
like an hour and 15 seconds ago, we were just thinking about doing this show.
Yeah. And here I am back here in the past,
Yeah.
So that's why I was joking. That's why I always joke with you guys. How is it in the future?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So when you do an activation, and you got other hams over there that you activate with, correct?
Some. So there's, I don't know the exact total and count of active hams in Sheboygan County, but there is probably, I'm just going to estimate and kind of round and average. I would say there's maybe 30 or so, and that might be a little high, I don't know, but 30 hams in Sheboygan County. And as far as ones that are actually active in the parks, there's probably like 4. So a lot of them are older and they don't do a whole lot of much. I've got them on the spotting apps, and they'll do FT8, they'll do CW, but they don't typically go out and they don't typically do nothing in the parks. There's maybe 1 or 2 that has done some activations, and I've looked them up on the Pota page, and I've looked up their logs, and this guy activated once, great, right? But it's like trying to get these people.
It's hard to get people to do it.
Yeah. Trying to get these guys out to be active in the parks, though, is something that I have been trying to do for some time. And some of the limitations that I have is also the fact that some of them are only text. So trying to get them to get their generals so we can go out and have real fun in the park is kind of one of the barriers. But slowly but surely, we're going out, and I'm getting more and more out. I've been out with Aiden, I think, twice now or 3 times. Steve, Marin. Yeah, there's as I said, about 3 or 4 of us that actually go out and actually activate together, whether it's together or single activations. There's one guy did turn on to Pota. He's been going out and doing some Pota activations himself. But before that, he'd never done a Pota activation before. So I feel kind of cool because I've been able to mentor and Elmer some of these guys into doing Pota. They didn't know what Pota was before, and they've gone out with me to the home park, and I've kind of taught them some things, and it's kind of neat to be able to see these guys going out and doing a Pota activation on their own, because it's like, I helped enable. Go get them.
Once it gets in your blood, though, it's hard not to run with it.
Exactly. And I've seen them doing it, and I'm like, yeah, go get them,
I
Yeah,
mean, look
that's
at
cool.
me. Everybody I talk to, like I tell Dave all the time, go do an activation. Go do an activation, Bill. You know,
Yep.
Alex, our hunter, he's not with us tonight. Uh, he's out with the wife, or he's doing something. He's out tonight anyway. So we brought BTM in, Big Tall Mike, and I tell him all the time, go do an activation. But he lives in a part of Wyoming that gets a lot of wind.
Yeah.
And as we all know, if he was here, he had that expensive antenna malfunction where the wind blew down the antenna and broke it.
Saturday
But
night, I was going to try to do a new park. I was going to try to do a new one up in Calumet County. So I had to go up and help with the parade. And while I was up there, I was going to try to do a Pota activation. But literally after the parade was done, I ended up getting called into work for an emergency. Like they needed my help. So I was telling you that the other night or last night, Sonny, that I ended up getting called in. But I literally looked at the Pota map before, like I even went up there like a couple of days before, and I was like, I'm going to be here. And there's like the Kill Snake, whatever state park right by here. And then there's High Cliff. And I'm like, those are like 5 minutes away from us. So I'm like, I'm going to go do those while I'm up there for the parade. Psych.
Yeah, I do that. Like, I got this thing where I want to travel to do new parks. And my next travel bucket list is go down to Maryland and try to meet up with Whiskey 3 Lima Bravo Yankee Welby and maybe even Dell at some point and get an activation with them and do the 7 parks. I want to do the 7 parks down in Maryland there. Do that. The most parks I've activated, which I found something out about my park, my hometown park, and I'm going to look into it and see if I can't get it taken care of. But the most I've done is a twofer. Have you done more than a twofer? Have you done just single activations or?
No, I've done twofers. But I think I've only done 1 or 2 twofers, and it was like, whatever the park was. I want to say it was Mothy Lake, might have been Mothy Lake, but then there was the Ice Age National Trail that ran through it, and we literally parked ourselves in the front parking lot, like by the front office of the state park, and because the Ice Age Trail was like right off of that parking lot, and I believe it had to be, I don't know what the rules were exactly. Somebody else was looking it up, but I think it's like you have to be within 40 or 50 feet of the trail or something. The hunt, yeah. So we were within those parameters, and we set up just in the grassy area right off of the parking lot. We had a couple of rangers looking at us all weird. And, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, we're just doing a Pota activation. The Ice Age Trail is right up there. You got to be within a certain range.
100 feet.
Yeah, we were definitely there. I mean, we were 50 feet away. But yeah, that was one of them. And then I think there was another one in the Kettles. Like I did something in the Kettles, and it might have been that same situation where I was within 100 feet of the Ice Age Trail. And I think I did a twofer there as well. But I haven't done too many twofers, at least here in Sheboygan, like County. And I think up north, like in the Northwoods, there's more parks that are possibly twofers. But I haven't really gotten up there. And really all the ones in Sheboygan County are all kind of individuals, minus the ones that have the Ice Age Trail that runs through them. Otherwise, there really isn't twofers here.
I'm in the same boat here. There's one in Southern Illinois where there is a state entity that overlaps the national forests, and the only way to get to it is it's a pretty good hike. So you better have a good GPS or you'll get in the wrong spot. There's a small area of it that overlaps. That's a twofer.
Yep.
Is that the one that when I come your way, we're going to go get that one? that the one we're going to? Or are you too old to make that?
I don't know. Are you carrying the battery?
Strap it on your back.
Hey, Gray Man, we'll be right in your neck of the woods.
No. If I take the 20 amp hour LifePo, I mean that thing's like 5 pounds. You can throw that in the backpack. That would be one where I would probably take the Hermes and just run that.
Look. No,
What?
it's either this one
Oh yeah, you gotta bring that one. Mm-hmm.
or it could be this one.
Nah, that's too light. That's
fragile.
too light.
I could take the 590.
Hold on.
Well, you got a bigger
Or it
one.
could be this one.
No, that's still too small.
Oh,
I
what's
vote
that?
the first one.
Well,
More
I
power.
got another one. But I'm not lifting that one up. That
Is that the deep cycle? Is that the marine battery?
No. You can see that go box on my QRZ page. So just look me up on QRZ, and it's a pretty green lit up.
I did an activation with the big 100 amp hour AGM, and I took a hand truck to get it over to the pavilion.
There you go. As long as it's got the rubber tires on it, you're set.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you got the hand cart with those plastic little wheels, no, that don't work. But if you got the rubber tires, that'll just go over anything.
Yeah, it's like a big, industrial type one.
Yep. We got one of those wagons. We got a wagon that has all rubber wheels on it. And I thought about maybe taking that or something and doing something like the kettles. Because there's a bunch of shelters that are up there.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally haven't been up to them. I personally haven't been up to them yet, but there are a lot of, off-road path trails, rough terrain type thing. And I thought, me being me, I would have to bring half the house except for the kitchen sink. So it's like, I would probably load up a wagon like that or something and pull that sucker through. You know what I'm saying? I ain't lifting all that stuff.
Potify that thing, man. That's what I would do.
Absolutely. A potified wagon. Absolutely.
Our guy behind the scenes, Joe, he has a
W9BTM on it.
There you go. He has a van, wheelchair accessible van, so it has just the one bench seat in the back, and I keep telling him, dude, you gotta let me at that thing and potify that thing. You gotta let me get that thing in.
Yeah, we could set up a heck of a mobile ham shack in that thing.
Absolutely.
Slap some solar panels on the roof.
Make the desk swing away or something so you can get in there with the wheelchair, and when he gets in the spot, just motorized pneumatic lift that just brings the ham shack to him.
Well, the last time we talked about this, I suggested that he get one of the broadcast remote trucks with the mast on it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which is great until you forget to take it down and drive off. And don't get it down all the way.
That would be a pain in the butt.
Be me.
Yeah, I fixed some garage doors for some of the local stations because of that.
Ooh. That's an expensive fix.
They
not only for the mask, but for the doors.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
If any of you guys in the chat's got any questions for me, myself, Bill, Dave, or Mike, feel free to ask, and we'll put them up there, and we'll try to answer them to the best of our ability.
I want to know
we're not experts at anything except for looking old.
Yeah, I want to know what Mike's preferred antenna is.
I haven't really played with too much for portable stuff. In fact, that's something I would like to get more into. I obviously watch a lot of the YouTube videos, KB9 VBR. If he watches this, that's one of the ones that I watch the most. Obviously he's a Wisconsinite. Why wouldn't I? We got to back up our cheese curd guys. Absolutely. But I love his magic carpet ideas and the screens and stuff. But I haven't gotten to play around with all that stuff, mainly because I just don't have the money to go buying all that stuff. So the one choice of antenna that I use is the ATAS 120A. And I'm actually on my second one because I was a dum-dum and I was trying to service my first one, And I remember that day, got my blood boiling so bad. I was trying to service it. I was just trying to clean it. I go in there and then take the cover off of the ATASs every once in a while, just to kind of clean up the ball joints in there, that make the contact on the coils. I like to use alcohol and just clean them up, make sure everything's getting good contact in there and stuff. And I was pulling that thing apart, and I was trying to take off the top, and I ended up pulling it out, and I pulled something off, and the whole coil just, I'm like, oh, my blood was boiling.
Standing at it, thinking of all the new words you were creating in your head.
Oh, it went flying. Let's just say it went flying. And then I calmed myself down, and I was like, all right, can I fix this? And trying to sit there and get that little 30, 40 wire into the little track on the fiber. Forget it. It went in the trash. I mean, I did save the bottom part, because the bottom was fine. And I'm like, I'm just getting a new ATAS. Screw this.
I wish I would have known you then, because I had the same problem. Same exact thing happened to mine.
So I went and got myself another ATAS, and I ain't gonna make that mistake again. Let me tell you that right now. But I will still take the cover off and do the ball joints or the bearings in there, but that's it. I will not go any further and try to strip that thing down and try to clean it up anymore. Nope. In fact, I thought about sending the replacement I got back to Yaesu, because when I'm raising it and lowering it right at like the first, I don't know, couple turns in the motor, it goes. Something is binding up at the bottom, and it's been like that out of the box, but it still works. So if it ever stops, I'm sending it to Yaesu. But that's my main go-to. I would like to do some maybe some NFEDs or something off of the Interceptor, because the way I have my Interceptor set up is I have the SO239 running through the center of the roof, and we welded a plate in there to reinforce the ATAS. So I have no coaxes on the outside of my car, because it's an old squad car, so it's got all the holes, and I used them. But I can take the ATAS off, and I can literally run a coax to that where the ATAS would go.
Right.
So I literally have a direct port into my car. And I want to start exploring. I want to try some other antennas and stuff like that, but I just don't have the money right now or the time to go building stuff. Yeah.
Build them.
So what is the rest of your Pota setup? That's what you got for the antenna. What do you have for the rest?
Right now it's just the FT891 inside of the Interceptor.
And I was privileged enough to get a tour of
a tour of it. Yes. Yep.
Yes.
If you pull up my QRZ page, you can see the outside. I still don't think I ever uploaded my inside photos. I have them somewhere, but I haven't gotten around to uploading them yet. I keep telling myself that I'm going to, but I keep forgetting.
You can share them here in StreamYard.
Yeah, I don't know if I have them on the computer. I'm trying to think of where they are. It would maybe take me a minute to find them, but no, I don't. It's not in there. If anything, they might be in Google Photos.
Sure.
But if I don't know how to do the. If I go start clicking on stuff, I might screw something up. I don't know how to pull my QRZ. I have my QRZ page up, but
that's an easy one.
There we go. David has your QRZ up.
Yep. So there's the ATAS that's center mounted, and that's just STL amber light bar on there. No reds and blues, but that's the ATAS 120, and then I don't know if I have it on there or if it's just in perfect line, because I kind of did that intentionally. I have the 2x4 SR behind it. So that's for the 5100 that's installed in the car. And then I do have 3 smaller antennas in the center. I have an 800 megahertz. And then I have 2 of those little black like UHF cone NMO style ones, and that runs my my XPR 4550s for the UHF band. I do have a video here.
Good Lord. I want to bring you in the woods and use you as a Bigfoot. We're going to, like.
Yeah, where were you at during this whole, they just did some sort of a Bigfoot.
Bigfoot, yeah.
Thing on the radio. You should have been the F for the foot, right?
Yeah.
I got a friend like that. He's 6 foot and some change, and he wears, what is it, like a 18 triple E?
Oh, cow.
I call him 2 cow because I figure it takes 2 cows to get enough leather to make a pair of boots for him.
Hey, Jason, what's happening? Hi, Dave.
Yeah.
See, with this new camera, I don't have to have Joe bring me up. I just go like this.
Mm.
The full Pota boy. But I figure it's better.
Man, I don't know where I've got those photos. I know I took pictures of my interceptor on the inside, but I don't know where the heck they are.
Yeah, we'll get them in there again eventually.
I would say I might have to retake new photos and put them up on there. The other thing is trying to take photos of like when you're inside of the car on your phone and you're trying to like sit there like this up on the ceiling inside of the car to like sit there and take.
You've got to do that from the back seat.
Oh yeah, that's the trick.
Yep. So we got to get you running on a truly portable setup. You do everything out of the mobile, it sounds like.
Yeah. Yep. I don't have any like Go boxes or anything yet. I mean, I've got my spare HF radio really right now is my 746 Pro. So if I was to do anything, I would maybe build that into something. I realize that's a really heavy radio and a big radio to be lugging around, but I mean, I really don't need like the waterfall and all those fancy features like a 7300. That's my main shack radio is a 7300.
There's a lot of guys that run those for Pota.
Yeah, I have taken my 7300 out, and it is fun. But I don't think I need to go taking that fancy expensive radio out to do it, especially when I usually just do the CQ photo. So I'm usually working a pile up, find a frequency, and I run with it. So as long as I listen 3 up and I listen 3 down and nobody's there, I think the 746 Pro will be a perfect radio for that.
Yeah, you'd be all right.
Yeah.
I take a 590 SG out most of the time when I go. I've got a 718, but
if I had another 891, I would totally take that and make that into a Go box, but I don't have another 891.
That's what's in my Go box.
Yeah, I just took the Apache cases from Harbor Freight. That's what I use. And
if I can ever get my hands on another 891, or what I'd really like to do is I'd really like to have the 706 Mark II G. I would really like to have one of those only because that is a perfect shack in the box.
Look,
HF, UHF, and HF.
I think the 7300s with this Mark II coming out and everybody's just all excited about those things. Look what they're selling the 7300 for new right now. Where do you think the market on a used one's going to go? I think here when the Mark IIs come out and everybody's after those, I think you're going to be able to pick up a 7300 for $500-600.
I don't know if it's going to go that low. I'm thinking like 800 or 900.
No, they're selling new for that right now.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
$999.95.
I thought they were still 1100 or 1200 or something.
Let me look.
That was the last time I checked, but that was like right when they announced that the Mark II Gs were coming out. They were still up there, but they could have came down in preparation of trying to clear out their stock of those to make room for their new ones. It could very well be.
Right now, I'm looking at Ham Radio Outlet, and they're showing the 7300 after the rebate at $950.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still up there. It's still up there in that 10-11 mark area yet, depending on which their rebate is. It's probably $100 off.
Let me.
Yeah. And
So
just so that you know, word has it that once the Mark II comes out and is on the market, 7300 is null and void. They're taking it off the market.
I
That's the
heard that.
word. I don't know how.
I didn't hear that. I heard they were going to keep it around still.
I agree with Jason. Let them have it out there. Let them get the bugs worked out of it, and then pick one up.
I don't want to be their beta testers.
Nope, not for that price.
No, not for that price. No way.
Nope. If I haven't even seen the prices on the Mark II Gs, but to be honest with you,
hey, Alex,
if they came down in price, like $1,000 or something, yeah, I'd maybe do it, but not for what are they asking
15?
for? I was going to say probably around that 15 mark. Yeah, no way.
Yeah.
No way. No.
Have
they cleared? Has anybody heard if they actually cleared the FCC inspection or whatever? Because I think that was what they were holding.
No,
that's what they're holding up on yet, right? For releasing the U.S. models,
probably
the FCC. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and then shutdown thing screwed a lot of that up too.
Yeah, that probably slowed the type acceptance and all that down. Yeah,
big time.
Yeah, that slowed a lot of stuff down. But from what I read, they're still waiting on the U.S. side to get everything taken care of on our end.
I wonder if anybody has managed to buy a 7300 Mark II-G from like anybody in Japan yet or something, and have them like send it to them and get it through customs and get it here in the U.S. already.
Would it pass customs?
I don't know. All those other radios that didn't have licensing and stuff passed through them, so.
That's true. True about things.
So. Yeah.
Good radios.
I think I saw a Jason from, was it Ham Radio 2.0 or something? Was it him or was it somebody else? One of the other channels had said something about the FCC was cracking down on that though too, with like those testing stations or whatever.
Yeah.
That were Chinese ran or something, that the FCC was shutting them down. So that might have something to do with laying the Mark II Gs as well. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Don't know. Don't know at all.
No. I know, me personally, I would like to have a Gen 1 of the 7300.
A Gen 1?
Yeah, first generation.
Oh. How many generations are there even on? I should probably know this.
The Mark II's the second one, isn't it?
Yeah, Mark II. No, yeah. Mark II's Mark II's second. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't there different reversions or something of the 7300s?
No, just firmware updates.
Okay.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I don't think
no hardware changes though.
The DX10 has the Gen 1 and the Gen 2, and I have a Gen 2 of the DX10. I got my DX10. It was on the market for, 2 months, and then they came out with the revised version of it, and that's the one I got. I got the Gen 2. So, yeah, they are fun. 991A, yes, has 2 generations. First generation, which is the 991, and then the second generation of the 991 is the 998.
My audio didn't just go wonky, did it?
Nope. You sound okay.
Fine. You sound fine. Okay. One of the things me and Dave are working on doing, and this is going to put another out of state activation for me. I've got 7. I want to get 10 total. I got 7 so far, but me and Dave are talking about doing a Pota get together and try to get some of the ham fam in there and have some guys meet up, which you are part of the Bourbon Ham Fam Discord, so you are officially a Ham Fam member. And
Yep.
yes, and there is a shot glass, a sipper glass, or whatever you call it, which Bill can get you that if you want to take that.
Oh, yep. The
You're
Bourbon
welcome.
Ham Fam, and I need to find where I can put that where everybody can just download it. I might just create an images or something like that, and so if it's a Bourbon Ham Fam member, little image that I made that you can put up there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I got one. So one of the things that Dave and I were talking about is possibly doing it as a 24-hour, maybe an overnight Pota, and that's one.
Then you'll get your early shift, your late shift, and you'll get 2 UTC days all in one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's see.
I've attempted a 24-hour.
Yeah.
So
save it for the support your air or Parks on the Air weekend. Do it for the winter one.
There you go, right there.
It's too soon. I can't get over there right now.
That's how we'll go. The solar panels are there.
What about for the fall one or the spring one or summer one?
I got to make the time. I got to make the time with the work.
Yeah.
There's the Bourbon Ham Fam glass. That's a shot from KB, a little 2-finger there, and that comes from Kilowatts and Bourbon.
I uploaded the wrong one.
No, that was the right one.
Try that spat again. Try that spat again in a second, Sonny.
All right, we'll try that again.
Let's see.
Who knows a good theme song that I can do?
There we go.
Oh, there you go. That's the one.
Try that spat again.
Okay. If you're a member of the Bourbon Ham Fam, the Kilowatts and Bourbon Discord, that's the Ham Fam members shot from KB. It's a 2-finger shot of Blanton's, or it could be Buffalo Trace, whatever you choose. So, you need one?
Yeah.
We can put the link to the Discord in the chat if somebody can do that on the YouTube chat, Bill, or whoever has it handy.
Joe, Bill, can you grab that?
And you're welcome to join the Bourbon Ham Fam, and you'll get one of them shots from KB. So everybody knows that KB gives away. Did KB do a giveaway tonight?
He did a giveaway tonight.
Awesome. I missed it. I had to get up and help. I got up and helped the wife a little bit and got in her way and got kicked out. So
it's funny how that works.
I know, right?
So KB tonight did a giveaway, and the gentleman he was giving it away to makes some kind of alcohol. I forget. I want to say it's beer, but I don't think it was. Anyway, so they are actually exchanging. This gentleman won, so he get a bottle of bourbon, and he's also sent a KB bottle of whatever alcohol it was that he made. So that
nice.
Cool. Well.
Oh, the next time I make a batch of mead, I might have to hold some off and send him.
I have a batch. My youngest son made some mead, and it is sat under my sink for a long time, and I don't know. I just never jumped into it. So I totally forgot about it until you just said it.
And why are you storing meat underneath your sink?
No, not meat. Mead. Honey wine.
I know. This guy, I'm telling you, this guy. Joe, if you could put the link to the Ham Fam in the YouTube chat there. So if anybody wants to join, is welcome to join and come in and be a member of the Ham Fam and join us on the in the chats, in the video chats.
Joe, get rid of that one. It's
It's
HTTPS.
discord.com/K5KAB, I believe, get you there.
It's K5KAB stroke Discord is the correct one.
Okay.
Doesn't that one get you there too?
The one that Joe posted up will get you. This one just more memorable, I guess. So that's why we started using that one.
Custom.
More custom.
Yes.
But
custom URL.
Yeah, like I said, I got a variety of Go boxes over here, and my very first one is on my QRZ page. That was the very first Go box that I ever made. I ever threw some stuff in and said, "This is my Go box," and that is a rifle case. It's an Apache rifle case. That's the one. So that Apache rifle case holds everything. It's got my tripod. It's got my radio. It's got a power supply in there. It's got a computer, a laptop. Got everything in there. And analyzer, coax, 50 foot of coax. Several antennas are in there. There's probably about 3 or 4 antennas in there. All end feds. I like my end feds. So,
Oops, sorry about that, guys.
So to build a Go box, you don't have to actually build it. One of the best Go boxes I ever seen built was, there's 2 of them. There's K8MRD. I really like his G90 Go box. I really like the way he built that. And,
I haven't seen his Go box, but I have seen his videos of him using it.
Yeah, I watched his build video for that, and man, I'll tell you what, he does a heck of a job. I wouldn't mind having one of his battery boxes that he builds. He does build them in, and I believe he sells them on some kind of store,
Etsy or something. Yeah.
Or something. Yeah. I wouldn't mind having one of them. That'd be nice. That'd be really nice. Anybody?
I'm all for like supporting hams that are building the ham boxes and making them available for sale. But the one thing is like, it's kind of taking away from the whole point of like building your own, for what it costs, right? For me to go and buy a battery box from him, he's going to obviously include the costs of everything that it costed him for the supplies. Plus he's going to mark it up. So I could just go and buy those supplies, and I could just go and build one myself and, try to be creative on it. Or there's plenty of tutorial videos out there of how to build one. So it's like, and you can probably build it for cheaper. I don't know. Like I said, I'm all supportive for if you don't know how to do that, but it's kind of part of the hobby is, experimenting. You should just go out and you should just go for the price that you're going to pay for that. You should just give it a try and, buy some of the supplies yourself and try building one. You can always add on. Like, you don't have to go all the bells and whistles and meters and plugs and ports and controllers and stuff. You can start simple with just a battery and throwing some Anderson power poles in there and getting a little $20 LiPo 4 charger off of Amazon and wiring it in. You can keep it very simple. Keep it simple, stupid. And you can always build up from there.
I always thought it was keep it squirrely, stupid.
It could be that too.
Well, guys, we've gone way over our hours, so I think we should wrap it up. And big thanks to Mike for coming on with us this week.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, coming up in the near future, so.
yeah, we got a couple guys going to be coming on to the stream here. We're working on, and got a couple things, like I said at the beginning. I got a couple things in my mind I'm working on. I'm going to try to do some things here in the future, in the near future. So stay tuned, man. Keep me in your spotting pages, and look out for one of my next long streams. We'll just leave it at that. One of my next long.
I do need to add you. I do need to add you to my ham alert, though. I actually need to add all you guys into my ham alert.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should. And I don't think you subscribed. Have you subscribed to me?
You know, I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up right after this stream here. I don't. If I just type it in as Pota Boy, does it work that way?
My call sign. No, it's my call sign.
Right.
I don't know if Pota Boy works or not. I never tried it with just Pota Boy. I don't think it does. I think, well, if you go to my QRZ, it's my link. There's a link right at the top of my QRZ page.
There you go.
I bet you
if I would have typed in Pota Boy, it probably would come up. But
so searching YouTube for Pota Boy, there are actually 2 Pota Boys, and you are the second.
Yes, I am the second.
Ooh.
I am
the number 1.
Pota Boy.
Who's the other Pota Boy?
Does music, I believe.
Oh.
Pota Boy is a language I cannot read.
Yeah.
Well, there's Pota Boy 1, and then there's KD8 LHR Pota Boy.
KD8 LHR Pota Boy. That's me. So.
All right. Well, I subscribed, so there you go.
Yeah. Subscribe. Thank you.
And I even hit the notification bell for all, not just for personalized.
Yeah, I gotta go through. Man, I'll tell you what. And real quick before we get out of here, I when I do my streams, I encourage everybody that has a channel to post their channel in the chats. Don't overload it with your posts. Once or twice is great. If you have a channel, feel free when you catch me online and you catch me streaming, feel free to put your channel up there in the chat, and that'll help your channel. It'll help my channel. Hopefully, maybe one day we'll even collab and do a Parks on the Air together from different parks.
Could you just imagine that, having all the YouTubers like streaming all from the same park, doing just a Parks on the Air activation all at once? I don't think anybody would know what channel. Nobody would know what channel to watch. It would all be the same thing. You'd be having everybody just spazzing out left and right. Like, what channel should I watch?
Yeah.
This one's got this angle. Wait a minute, that one's got that angle.
We'd have everybody with the 3D camera so that they could see all the way around, and everybody's seeing everything. That'd be crazy awesome.
We'd have to set up a circle. We'd have to set up a circle of tripods, and then everyone would just have to be on their own little 45 view. That way, and then have like the antennas in the center of that or something, and have all the operators outside of the ring so that they can just, that would be trippy.
It's not a bad idea. Dave, you up for that?
No. Yeah.
That's some logistics to work out there.
Yeah.
Put all the antennas in the middle, the cameras are just outside of that ring, and then set up tables in a round circle.
Yeah, that's not going to work. I activate with half-wave dipoles.
We can put you up in the back. That's fine.
There you go.
Your camera view will have to have your antenna in your camera view.
Yeah, well, you just put one out there and just, maybe we'll fly a camera up on a tree and just, shoot it from up there. Who knows?
Cool.
Well, who's going to be flying the drone and changing the batteries every 15 minutes?
No, we'll just run a line up there and pull a camera up or something. Let it sit there and spin around on the line. Just go crazy.
Let the wind do the work. Let the wind be the camera guy up in the air.
I'm watching that, and everybody's just like, "Oh my god, make it stop!"
But we definitely got to be live on all of our different channels just to throw people off and be like, "Yeah."
That could be difficult because you're probably all in the same cell tower.
Unless you're all in the same carrier.
I believe that now I don't know if I'm 100% correct or not, but I believe when we were down at Dayton, I'm not sure if Gray Man was live, but I know I was doing a little video that I never uploaded. By the way, I never uploaded it, but I was doing a video, and Pota Power was doing a video at the same time, and there was an activation where the reason I was there for the activation, the only reason I wasn't like in any of their pictures is because I was the guy taking all the pictures. I was there. They'll tell you I was there.
There you go.
And that's what
the photographer. I can relate to that because as a photographer, I am not in any of the pictures. So
yeah, yep.
That was such a great time, man. I cannot wait. I'm so anxious for Dayton again this year to go down and hang out with everybody, and that was.
I've been meaning to go down there. I've been meaning to go down there for like the last 2 or 3 years. This year or next year, I might just do it.
Do it, man. There's a few of us. Bill, I think you said you're going to try and make it.
We're going to look at it.
Yeah.
My biggest problem was doing like the lodging. I could probably afford to drive down there. And spend the day down there, but I just don't know unless there's somebody that has a hotel room or something that I can bunk in with. But
yeah, that's what you do. Share up,
Yep. I just got to find somebody that's willing to do that because I don't want to do a whole cost of the day or two for just myself. That doesn't make any sense.
That's what me and Vito did, and one of our buddies that we was down there with, he ended up paying the bill, and he wouldn't let us give him no money for it.
Well, I would make sure.
We appreciate that. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
We do appreciate that, but he said, I can do it. I'm going to do it. So here you go. Don't worry about nothing. You're there. You're set.
Well, if somebody's going to cover the bill, then I'll at least cover the grill out or something.
Right. And that was the thing, that's the great thing about a lot of hams. Like if you were to ever come this way, dude, my door's open. My door's wide open. Come on in.
Same here.
I got a couch.
Same here.
I got a bed. I got a spare bed. I got a couch. Whatever. I mean,
same here.
If you don't mind curling up with chihuahuas, then you're good. If you wake up and you see me walking down to the kitchen in my underwear, just close your eyes and let me get my milk.
Well,
all right, guys, we better wrap it up. We've been out here an hour and 22 minutes, so we better wrap things up.
And see how it is. You get a bunch of hams together, and they just talk.
We don't want to stop, man.
Yeah.
I'll stay on. I'll stay on for another.
All right. Well, I'm going to have to get because I've got things I got to take care of here this evening and take off early in the morning yet. So I'm going to have to run.
Yeah, 4:30 comes early, don't it? That's what time I get up usually in the mornings is 4:30.
Comes earlier for you than it does for me.
I know because I'm in the future.
That's right. All right.
All right, Bill. Love the kitty.
Yeah, he did that to me again. He jumped up there. So, but hey, we're gonna probably all go over to the Discord. You want to come chit chat with us? We'll be over on Discord. I'll pop that up again. K5KAB.com/Discord. So we'll head over there and hopefully we'll
chat. So,
all right, everybody, have a great night and 73.
7-3's everybody. Peace, love, and the ham family.
7-3, everybody. Whiskey 9, Big Tall Mike, out.